Nope. 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 We're good.
Not mine, buddy.
No, I'm good. I'm good. No. Busch Light's made with water. All right. So we are here. We are live. We're good.
Live. We are live.
Welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage. We are on location at the Dirty Air World Headquarters, a.k.a. Giddings Motorsports, a.k.a. Juddy, my fishing buddy's house. He hates that.
The boss man's out.
Boss man. He said he wishes he knew where the power button is. I'm trying to share or at least get to the live so we can, I can see comments, because I'm sure we're going to have some comments tonight. He said he wishes he knew where the power button is. There it is.
Is that Scotty's?
But we need Scotty. Get to the live so we can. Oh, here we go. So we're going to have to. How are we going to do this?
Am I hearing you back?
Yes. So we're going to have to go without comments, I think.
Uh-oh.
It's way over my head, bud.
So you're on my phone right now. Actually, yeah, pull your phone up. I'll leave this one up.
Yeah.
We'll make this work.
I might
So
be
we
able
can
to see comments on my phone, right?
Oh yeah, you can for sure. But if I get off of the live on my phone,
Hey,
and
look.
I can turn yours down. Yeah, look
It's
at
a
that.
little bit
Pretty
delayed.
good little shot, isn't it? Yeah. So then I can read comments. Johnny Anderson said what's up already. Steve Carboni, I thought you were out of minutes. Yes, that's probably the truth. Fuck. I don't know what I'm doing with this. This is an Australian phone.
No, it's Android. It's over your head.
Oh, God. Here we go. It's over my head. Okay. All right. All right. We're good now. Shane, are you good?
I'm good.
Welcome. All right. So let's get this show started. So welcome to the Lumber Lounge and Garage Bench Racing Live Shows. It is Monday night. We are back for another episode. We are on location in Kansas City at, again, the Dirty Air World Headquarters. Also, Giddings Motorsports. We have Scott Bogucki here with us, who is going to pilot this beautiful little gym right here this year. If you pay any attention to racing at all, it was released, 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, about that.
3 weeks ago? And then, as always...
Non-wing?
No, it's not non-wing. We gotta go. We gotta go to Kokomo and pick up our wings.
I seen you try that at Lawrenceburg, so I abandoned ship.
Oh, already.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Shane obviously is back with us this week, but he is coming in via phone call. So Shane, thank you as always for being here. One thing that we always do when we start the show, we cheers to everybody. So cheers to you, cheers to Trav, cheers to Ed, cheers to Chap. Cheers to Avery and everybody that you want to cheers to. So let's have a good show.
Absolutely.
All right, Shane, are you drinking?
Water.
I'm 1 for 1.
Yeah. Always a pleasure to be on. You know that.
Oh, dude, it's really not it's not like you're not the guest anymore.
No.
We're not even
the clan.
Yeah, we're like the co-hosts of the year.
Yeah.
Like I've watched some of these other shows and I'm like, that shit's bland. You know, I don't know about any other projects out there, but there's a couple of shows out there that have some. I'm just playing. Like everything's good out there. Like big shout out to Hoagie's Garage, who is a big supporter of ours. You've been on Hoagie's, haven't you?
Man, you know what? They called me one night, and I was driving down the road in the middle of nowhere. And we tried, and I kept losing service and connection, and that was the end of it.
Well, we got to get you back on there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's when you pull over, do the show, and then keep trucking.
Well, no, here's the deal. My phone had taken a... It was given up.
You can cuss here.
It was, okay. My phone had taken a shit.
There we go.
But it had just happened that day, and I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it. And I got a new phone the day after, and happy days ever since. So,
yeah. So Jared Sewell said, "Oh sweet Jesus, this should be good."
Oh boy.
Oh,
What's up, J-Rod?
Oh, be my.
His name actually might get brought up tonight.
Hey, well, he's just
Hey.
currently logged out.
It's the B main bandit. That's what he told me the other night at Arrowhead. It's the B main bandit,
Oh yeah, love me some J-Rod.
dude. And like,
His car actually looks pretty good.
dude,
It
does.
does.
Look
His car
I
always
saw that.
looks good.
good. I was
He's
wondering if
beautiful
somebody else
race
was
cars.
driving it. I had to look inside there.
Yeah.
We have Robbie Price affectionately tells Jared, aka J-Rod, that he has the nicest regional team in the country.
Oh my God, yes, I agree with that.
Oh yeah, he's some beautiful race cars.
Oh man, it's so
His
nice.
stuff's always been nice.
Oh yeah.
And so is Scotty's. Scotty's stuff's always been nice too.
Cheers from Vegas from KO. What's up, brother? Big supporter of the show. Woody asked what I'm wearing. I do not have underwear on, so that's for Woody.
Oh, there he said
I wanna-
that.
I wanna-
Question. I mean, it's always going to be black, or when it's cold out, it's going to be yes, my mind just went blank.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Commando.
Vans.
Yeah,
Just Vans.
yeah, just Vans, nothing else.
These ones have lightning bolts on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I colored them in.
I thought they looked Sharpie-ish.
Yeah, they're Sharpied. Yep. So I do want to give a big shout out to Woody. Woody came by today, and because he lives up here in Kansas City, you got to meet Woody for
Yep.
the first time. I really got to meet Woody for the first time. And Woody is now a sponsor of the Bench Racing Live Show. So shout out to Kiwi Lawn and Landscape. I'm pretty sure he's sitting at home right now in some items of clothing that we cannot discuss,
Well, he's-
right with the lights off.
He's sucking ice cubes because those buffalo wings lit him up.
Oh yeah. Oh, a flannel. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes,
we go to lunch today with my brother, and we go to a barbecue restaurant here in DeSoto, Kansas, and so I did not know that Australians, New Zealanders, they're not big on spice, right?
South of the equator.
Yeah, south of the equator are not big on spice. So my brother
They don't
tells,
get Mexican down there, so no, they don't.
right?
No, we do now. It's just pretty average.
Pretty average. So my brother tells Woody, yeah, them wings aren't that hot. And Woody takes one bite and like instant sweat.
You would think I'd been here longer than him. I said, they're buffalo. They're going to be hot. How long have you lived here?
No, it was awesome.
Struggling.
It was good times.
He didn't eat them. He ate 2 wings and then
Yeah,
he
he ate a
finished
couple. Yeah.
potato salad.
But what a guy. So I know I've talked about him before, but I met Woody through Steve Carboni and Bobby Janky Milliser and Trifecta, and living up here. He's been here, since 94?
I think he said 94.
Yeah, but man, the guy loves racing. So
Yeah,
big shout out to
that's
him.
What keeps her going, man. That's
Oh,
what
I'm
keeps
telling
her
you.
going.
I'm telling you. So shout out to Woody for always being a part of the show. He's the first person to call me on Tuesday morning to tell me how bad I did on the show. So it's pretty funny. Who else is saying some?
You know what that is? You know what you call that?
What's that?
A good friend.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Constructive
Yeah.
criticism.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. No, you know what? You need to clean up your act. Okay. No problem. I will.
Yeah, my wife tried that once. No, I'm just playing. My wife's probably watching. She's at home with the kids as I'm up here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Speaking of that,
Uh-oh.
Snow, you picked a great week to just sneak off and go racing, just so you know.
So we're not going racing.
What are you doing?
We're
racing.
Well, I mean, technically, right?
On the dyno.
Yeah, so we're going to Engler's tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are going all the way to Indiana?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow.
Come on, man. You traveled your whole career and now you're worried about a little drive?
Buddy, listen, I get mad if I can't pull out of my neighborhood in 2 seconds. And
This is so
it
true.
takes me like 10 minutes to get to my track, and if I don't get there in 10 minutes, I'm mad.
So true. And that's a long
My
drive.
traveling days are done.
Yeah, it's a long drive.
I love it.
So we actually, Scott got his seat in the new number 78, Giddings Motorsports, Mel Hamilton Ford, There's really not much else on it.
Dirty
Air.
There you go.
Quick Car, Smith Tie,
Kistler.
Shanae Chassis. We can actually say the Lumber Lounge because I kind of helped him get the graphics going on it. So and then some new sponsors to come possibly. So yeah. So we fired it off today with we're going to take 3 motors with 1 car. We got 15 people going. It seems like. We went from I thought it was just going to be like me, Scott, and my brother to now we have me, Scott, Brian, Cody. Not Cordell.
Have you ever been there?
I have.
I've never been to Engler, so I'm super excited to go there.
Oh man, you're gonna be. You're gonna walk into one building. You're like, oh yeah. Then you can tell as his business has grown, he's like adding on another building and then another building, and then he's got his tractor pools and so most of the racing people kind of know, but like when he builds a tractor, like a pulling tractor, it's like from scratch. Like,
yeah,
those things.
He builds the gearboxes, the engines, I don't know if he does all the engines, but like it's from ground up, and when you see one finish, they're amazing. But then it's like, oh yeah, there's another building, and then there's another building, and you're gonna get a good education.
I was thoroughly impressed with the tractors.
Yes, his tractors. There was not to get off kilter here, but there was a couple of tractors he built about, I'm gonna say, 10 years ago, maybe not even that long ago. But everywhere they went, it was full pull. So the organization got together, and they thought this team was cheating. So they went to Tim's shop and made him kind of dissect the whole tractor, and everything was within the rules. And the committee was like, what? Like, how the heck
That's
did
crazy.
you come up with all this stuff?
He changed the game.
The dude is like, you're not going to meet very many people that is as intelligent as him, and is probably the nicest guy you ever meet.
Yeah, very laid back.
I've never actually met him, right?
He's just a super laid back guy.
I see him at the
man.
shootout. I see him at the Chili Bowl, but I've never actually met the guy. I'm looking forward to that too.
Yep, he's just very laid back. He done big note himself. He knows what needs to be done, and he shows you that, and you can do with what you want with it.
No.
Yeah, no, you guys are. You'll have fun there. You'll learn a lot. He's super smart.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about it.
Yeah. That's awesome. So, how far a drive is that?
6 hours from here.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
Yeah.
it's further than that.
Yeah.
No, he told me 6.
It's way further than that.
It's only 4. It's only 4 to St. Louis.
He's down in the.
He's south. You're right. He's way south. Yeah. He's still on Central Time, I think.
I was gonna say.
Actually, it might be 8 to Princeton, but it's 6 back from Kokomo because we got to go to Kokomo to pick up wings.
Oh, okay.
Kokomo's north of Indy. That'd be further.
Yeah. How many hours is it to Princeton? 6.5. 6.5.
That's not bad.
Kokomo wings. Who's that?
Elite.
Oh, Elite. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Scott, I still argue that it's cool to live in a toter home even if you're 40 years young.
Who said that?
Johnny Anderson.
Oh no, I just told him the other day that's not cute anymore.
Yeah.
It was cool for a long time, and it was a big part of my life, but not anymore. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You're not roughing it. I mean, Shane knows you beat up and down the road in a motorhome. You're not roughing it. It's just.
Dude, I slept in my rental car at Volusia.
I've slept in the floor of.
They had to change the oil for idling.
Yeah.
Slept in the floor of where?
Yeah, but you don't have a length issue from door to door, Shane.
Are we gonna start throwing out?
No. No, my first car here was a F350 dually.
Oh.
And I would trust me, I'm no tall person either. I'd just get in the back and I say,
been broke paying for the fuel.
dude, back then it wasn't so bad.
I heard you had a length problem though.
Well, it's been said. It's been said. But Yeah, I used to lay on the floor. I don't know why. The floor was just flatter and more comfortable in the back seat. So I'd swing them babies up and go to sleep on the floor in the back seat.
Bro, I can sleep anywhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too.
Anywhere. Like, just give me a blanket and a pillow. Like, I can sleep anywhere.
I can't anymore.
Well, I know. We're getting older, right? Like,
You used to be able to?
I used to be able to.
Yeah.
Now I can't. I got to have a comfortable bed.
yeah.
Well, you can still probably sleep anywhere. It's just you hurt more in the morning
That's
like I
true.
do. Yeah.
Now, that's a true statement.
That is true, yeah.
So, outside of sleeping, we had a little bit of racing going on this last weekend.
You know what? The racing, obviously High Limits had their little hiccups and all that, but the racing there on Saturday was really good. You know, the tough thing about Vegas is it doesn't get raced enough.
No, true.
So even when I first started going there, it was always a mess. Like, I mean, it was either rubber down or it's so sticky it feels like you're racing at Volusia after a rainstorm, or like what happened to them the other night. The wind's blowing so bad your right front comes off the ground 4 feet going down the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Last time I was there.
Dude, the rocks there are unreal. Like,
Oh, really? It doesn't look like that on TV.
Oh, rocks are bad.
dude,
Ask Aaron.
That's what got
Yeah.
that's what got right.
That's
Not a
how it
rock, but just a big dirt clod.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't get race enough, so it just kind of sits there, you know, dormant in the middle of the desert. I felt like overall that they did a good job overcoming their issues, and they, you know, the race was really good on Saturday. I hated it for you know what happened with Darren, but
I already have my.
So let's talk about that, right?
I was leading a race there, and the exact same thing happened.
So
I
there's
ran out of gas,
yeah.
and then 2 laps later, they are actually that caution. I brought out the caution. They threw the red for fuel. So
I have my text message written to Darren that he's the baddest part-time racer in the world.
He still is.
He is, but waiting to push send, and then he ran out of gas.
You should still send it.
I should still
He
send
needed
it.
high hopes at that
here's the
moment.
thing.
Hopefully he's
Darren's,
watching.
He doesn't.
Darren's always.
I don't even think he's on
talent.
Facebook. So
And here's the thing too, like, you know, anybody that gets into that car, whether it was, you know, DeWeese or you know, Bell or Pittman or whoever, like Logan, they're all fast. Like, that car, you put that car in a half mile, dude, it's.
yeah.
And Darren will tell you, I've asked him, I'm like, how's that thing? He's like, dude, it drives itself.
He told me the same thing at Knoxville.
Yeah, he said it's just a really nice race car
Wait,
to drive.
I think Shane, you told me that Darren said the more input I put into the car, the worse it gets. So I just don't even turn.
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes,
But
the
here's the
harder I
thing.
try to drive it, like the worse it gets.
Crazy.
So
That's what Darren said.
obviously, you know, running the races that there's a fuel issue at, it doesn't happen very often. It doesn't. But when it does, it always brings up fuel tank size and this and that. So now that they've come,
2 for
you
2.
guys corrected me because you're into this world more than I am now, but they've come up with it's more like a tether deal, right, to keep your fuel tank.
Yeah, it's like a 6-mount deal. It goes through the bottom under the front plate where you
Yeah.
would put the bladder in.
Okay, so since this is all come, it's more or less a rule this year, right? Is it new this year?
Man, I thought we had till next year.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong.
It's next year.
It's
Like,
next year, yeah.
Like, you can if you want, but next year you have to run 6 points of contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then to me, in my eyes, they need to make a 33-gallon tank mandatory. Like, it has to be mandatory. Like,
Even on short
because
tracks?
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
You
the
just
thing-
don't put as
No,
much
that's
fuel
fair.
in it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Like, yeah, I get
Yeah,
that.
but here's the thing. Like, David Gravel made the best statement. Freaking put the fuel in your tank. Whether you're at Chico or you're at Calistoga. Like, fill the damn thing up. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't know. And the thing is, the race directors are always going to base their lap counts off a bigger tank, not a 28-gallon tank.
Correct.
That's
They
true.
don't ever go off of that. So if you ever get into a situation, dude, like, I've had a couple times where I was leading the race. It was a rubber race, right? Flats. I mean, all this, right? And I go across the scales, and guess what made me light? It wasn't my tires. It was because I was out of gas.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't play the game. Just put fuel in your tank.
And I've always honestly, like I never play the fuel mileage, right? Like,
you don't lose a race from having fuel at the end.
Right, like you can lose it by running out, but you can't lose it by having too much.
No, and if you lose a race by running out of fuel, man, there's nothing worse. Like it's the worst feeling. Like you might as well just kick yourself in the gut.
The worst one I've ever seen is Gary Wright and Chris Stivers at Knoxville 360 Nationals. And if you ask Chris, like it was filled to the brim. But, right? But they ran out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for me personally, like I don't even use a fuel stick. Like
I don't either.
Like if I go for hot laps, it's got to be on the shelf. If I go out for heat race, it's got to be on the shelf.
Feature full.
I'm
the same.
Because I don't care. I don't care.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, you know that Pittman and them had their tank full, but he's out leading. It's the air's good.
Clean air, you burn way more
he's
fuel.
Hauling the mail.
Oh, he was ripping.
Fast.
Oh, he's so fast.
You're probably not burning a gallon a lap, but you're burning it pretty close.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty close to that. And then you add in your caution laps and your restart laps,
So here's the controversy.
It stinks.
So in the drivers' meeting, they said 65 laps. Okay? Combined. Hey, bro. Where'd he go?
He's in trouble.
Supposedly, he's seen a deal that said that they went after Rico ran out of fuel. It was only at lap 55, it was 55 or 62. So what lap count did you see that after they threw the red flag?
They were saying on the intro net it was
62 instead of 65.
When Pittman ran out.
Was 65.
No, Pittman ran out before 62.
Pittman ran out
but
before.
I'm saying their lap count, like if they were going to throw a red, it was lap 65.
Yes, but supposedly they threw it at 62. They never got that far.
Here's the thing. Like, I'm not saying that part of it can't get cleaned up. Like,
right.
You know, I mean, they might have missed it by 2 or 3 laps, but holy crap, like,
You shouldn't be yawning.
Huh?
You shouldn't be yawning.
Man, I'm old.
Fuck.
I don't know. I mean, I've just.
So here's the other conspiracy.
And
the Chaz was on there last night, saying that the reason they did that was so their golden child could win the race.
Who's their golden child now?
Corey Day? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, like.
So you've been on the promoting side, right? Like, so, like.
Yeah. I mean, why would you not want Darren Pittman to win the race?
Exactly.
Right? Like, how badass does that look?
In one of the most well-known cars ever.
Oh my God.
I mean, come on.
Most iconic.
Yeah, I think
The only Big Macs out there.
Yeah, but.
Oh, we got another conspiracy. Hang on. From Juddy the fishing buddy.
He said because the odds were too good on Pittman, if he was going to win, there was going to be too much money paid out.
Oh, okay, so the gambling side.
Interesting.
Hold on.
So now we got to put that.
The odds were too good on Pittman winning.
That we got refs.
We got to pay too much out.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about that.
Me either. There's a lot going on here. I just like enjoying watching the race,
dude.
If I'm not in it.
Vegas is an animal because like I've been to Vegas and I agree with Shane. Like
I have too.
It's like it's never the same. It doesn't
like
fun.
It was the other night. You are hauling the mail. You did not let off.
I think
Shout
when
out
I
to
was
Ty
there,
Gibbs, though.
it was like 2017. It's a paved pit area, right?
Oh yeah.
I remember it just being heavy and but rough at the same time. I think.
Yeah. Oh, dude, it used to be so rough because the
It
track
was
would just
windy
peel up.
though.
Yeah.
Windy.
It used to be crazy rough.
Yeah, it used to peel up.
It was
real
just
bad.
windy, and I remember one car, Rico would like slide himself into 3, get to the top and run off the top, and he was just eating people up. Everyone else was around the bottom.
The first was at Thursday night when they were qualifying. Like they'd go into, you could see their cars like whoa up going down the backstretch, and they go into 3 and 4, and they'd lay so far left, they're like right front, like all the way in there. Yeah,
The wind there is crazy.
Yeah.
Always is.
Not a lot out there.
Just desert and hookers, but yeah, it's just good old Vegas, you know.
Hey, Well, you know what? If they had the conspiracy theory of letting their old boy win, they did a good job because
did.
him and Larson put on a good race.
They did.
Yes,
they
true.
did. They did.
And they did a heck of a job around the bottom. I can tell you.
Oh, in the 1 and 2?
Yeah, he
Running
did.
The bottom, like
Oh,
that
yeah.
with speed is not easy.
It was narrow down there, entering and everything.
They used to have tractor tires down there, and that used to be super tough.
I've
Now,
encountered those.
With the berm actually made it a little easier because it used to be really hard.
So did you guys hear? Cody Jacobs on the Chaz yesterday?
I did not.
Gosh, no.
Did you hear this? So the Chaz was like talking to Cody Jacobs, and
Like in person.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, he's at Kennedale at the Outlaw Show, right? Which we're going to talk about the Outlaw race here in a minute.
Yeah.
But he goes up to Cody and was like, oh, and then Brad, but we can't say his last name. And Cody goes, oh, you talking about Ginger Kitty?
Oh my gosh.
And he said, meow.
Oh my gosh.
And then Chaz was like, I'm filming right now. And Cody's like, well, it is what it is.
What the heck?
Yeah. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Like I could see it on repeat. On repeat. Speaking of Ginger Kitty and Brad Sweet, and Casey Kane Motorsports and all that, Eric Pretzman is gone.
Exited the chat.
It's like
where's he headed? Does anybody know?
I don't know.
I bet he won't be on the sidelines for too long.
I didn't even. I don't even know what set it off yet. I think I've kept it pretty tight.
I don't know. I've known Eric from back in the Buck Rubs days, and back in when he helped Tony Bruce. And,
he worked for Tony?
Yeah, he worked for Tony. That's when I met Eric, and of course Dave Reedy and Eric.
Yep.
That's his nephew and everything. And so, dude, Eric is a very smart individual. He's very simplistic.
I mean, results show that.
Yes, I mean, 5 World of Outlaw championships?
Yep, 5 Outlaws and 1 High Limit.
Yep.
First go.
So, and then they did the change over the winter with Ty Wolfgang moving to crew chief for Brad, Eric moving to crew chief for, team manager, and then crew chief for Casey, and then bombshell earlier this week.
Early in
he's
the year.
out. Man, it was kind of like, holy crap, like.
Yeah.
But he's not going to sit idle.
No. I read online the other day there's rumors of a return to the 15. Evidently, he maybe worked for TSR at one point, probably before my time.
He did.
Yeah.
Yep, he did. Yep.
KKR.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a Ricky Warner protege.
Yes.
Like he learned a lot from Ricky.
Oh, he worked under Ricky with Donnie.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was kind of the
Him and Noisy. So Noisy was first, right? Like so when I was out there, it was Ricky and Noisy, and then Noisy moved on, but Eric was kind of in there at the same point. Yeah.
Okay. So that would be like late 2000s, early teens.
I'd say so. Yeah.
Ricky's the new Carl Kinzer, right? Like, I mean, all the guys that are kind of went through their successes, and whether they were in Pennsylvania or out on the road, like Ricky, they were all under Carl, and learned a lot. Now Ricky's kind of doing the same with all his guys, so it's good.
Well, I mean, like all the guys that worked under Ricky, and you even look at Drew, his son.
Yeah.
Second night out at Chico at the Silver Cup, wins with Tanner Holmes.
I think the only one that didn't work under Carl that turned out to be a badass was Woodruff.
Yes.
Yeah, but Woodruff was there with Carl.
Yeah, but he wasn't under him, if that makes sense.
Yes, but they were on the same level, right? Like
yeah, they were.
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Agreed. No, I think they were quite good buddies as well.
Yeah. So I kind of look at like Carl
They're
and
the same age.
yeah.
Right?
So I look at Carl and Woodruff as I would Silva and Ricky.
Yeah.
Right, like
exactly.
at the same time, right?
Yeah.
Like
They
they're
didn't
on
really
that.
work for each other. They were
Right.
just-
Yeah, they made their own path.
Yeah,
right? Like,
correct.
Like Kenny definitely. I mean,
I feel like Silver worked for Kenny back in the day.
I don't know. That'd be
Or he at
that'd be a
least,
Shane question.
or Shane, you would know, or at least go and sweep the shop up when he was a kid.
Yeah, he's a Cali kid though.
His
I know
sugar
Kenny's shop was in Sacramento.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was
I didn't know
not
that.
too far from where Paul grew up.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like he used to go around there as a kid.
I just remember Paul talking about his dad rolling around there, and Paul looking at the rig and all that. But he may have, I don't know.
No, I could be wrong on that, but that's what I thought. Yeah, he'd go around as a
They
kid.
were definitely close.
Yeah.
His race shop was really close to Paul's.
So, Outlaws were at Kennedale.
Yep.
First night was mediocre at best, typical
Well,
Kennedale.
here's the thing, though, man.
Got like super windy.
Still better than last year.
Yeah. Second night was better though.
Oh yeah.
You guys will laugh at this. So I'm working my track, right? And my track's obviously not the size of Kennedale, right? But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna water this sucker. And I'm telling you, I got there super early because my phone's like, okay, the winds are gonna get bad around 10 or 11. And so I'm grading, and I'm watching my watch, and I'm grading. I'm like, oh man, I got to get in the water truck because if you don't, you'll get soaked. Right, like literally drowned it because the wind will blow all the water right back into the cab of the
It's like
truck.
pissing in the wind.
Yes, it's but 10 times worse. So anyway,
When your shin gets wet from peeing in the wind, that's the worst.
oh man, it takes me a little longer to grade than I wanted to, and I get out there and I start watering. I'm like, make one lap, and I text Jen. I said if we were racing tonight, I would have just called her right then because there was no way I was going to be able to water my track.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard.
The
Those
wind was blowing that bad.
Yeah, it was bad Friday.
those track guys, they go through a lot more than I think most people realize.
We talk about it every week, right? Like how much like he goes through, and like just people don't appreciate what track owners and promoters do to put on a race. Even like the high limit on Thursday night.
The ones that try.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like there's a lot that don't try, but there's a lot that still do try, and they, even if they screw up, they're still trying. Like, and that's the thing. It's like some people think I show up there on Friday and start watering, Saturday morning at 6.
Well,
I thought you started at 10.
Hey, after we do our live shows,
and the race starts at 7.
after we do our live shows on Monday, I've had enough beer. I try and go water the track a little bit.
Yes, I appreciate that.
You gotta be careful in that bar. You will get overserved.
No, never. Okay, so
I can tell you that dude would have had his hands full keeping that track wet.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So Kennedale obviously kind of took rubber late on Friday night. I mean, the wind obviously was hectic throughout the whole Midwest. Saturday night was a little bit better.
Yeah.
Had a little bit racier track. Sam held on for quite some time, and then Kofoid got him.
Sam's looked in a 410 in a long time.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Kennedale done some good upgrades too. New lights.
Yes. Yeah, Kennedale's done some
much better.
Yeah. Yep. So, I don't know. Gravel didn't have the speed that he's had, but he also still had speed. I don't know. It's kind of... But the track was really tricky at Kennedale,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so...
It always kind of seems that way from the videos. I never raced there, so...
Yeah, well, we raced at Cowtown, though. That was the better side.
By the time I came here, Cowtown had just shut down.
Dude, Cowtown was the best.
So they used to run on the
Cowtown.
same night, right?
Well, so rumor has it, I don't know the full story, and Shane may correct me if I'm wrong, but Cowtown was... There was two owners, and they got into a war, a fight or whatever. And so one of them said, "Screw you! I'm going next door." And he builds Kennedale.
Oh, okay.
And then they said, "We're going to race on the same night." Well, we never raced sprint cars at Kennedale. He always ran like modifieds and all that
all
crap,
the
right?
stuff. Yep.
Well, then Cowtown shuts down, and I've seen some of the best racing and fights at Cowtown I've ever seen in my life. But I've never been to Kennedale. I've never actually I've literally been from here to that wall over there to Kennedale, but I've never actually been in the pit gate.
When I was, they always said they were next to each other, and when I was there last year to watch, I was with Scotty McDonald and I think Jared was with us, and Scotty's like, "Yeah, I'll show you," and he just walked over the fence and up a hill. He's like, "Here's Cowtown." It literally is in It's in the paddock next door.
Yeah, and like it was
Just
like
sitting there, yeah.
and it was like up a hill, and like the track was actually dug down in.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was like for a little quarter mile. Like they literally called it the fastest quarter mile in Texas. Yeah. Rod Hurley said, "How about that Moran kid ripping with the Outlaws? He got a top 15. Yeah, the second night at Kennedale, Reese actually he got it qualified good." And went 6-4 in his heat race, I believe. Made the show, so good for Reese. And
It's not easy to do.
yeah, no. It's never easy to do, like to make the show with the Outlaws.
No, correct.
Yeah. So, and Paul Nelson said, he said that place was packed. It was.
Yeah,
That place
it was
fucking packed.
Yeah, it was packed last year when I was there.
Yeah. So, well, since we got past the racing part, now we're going to talk about you.
Oh, man, I don't know. What are you laughing at, Shane?
I'm
not laughing.
So we kind of figured it out. Me and you kind of met around the 12, 13-ish.
Yeah, 2012.
So a lot of people know who you are because you've obviously made a good impression in the United States. You are from Adelaide.
Depends who you ask.
You're from Adelaide,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Which is Australia.
Radelaide, affectionately
Radelaide.
known, yep.
I've never been to Australia. Shane has, I haven't. But you can't, like, the story behind you coming here is what interests me the most because I know the story. And you have literally, and you can tell this, but like your first airplane ride was to the United States.
Yeah, after I said that, I flew to Brisbane one time before.
Oh, so you lied to me.
Well, no, I didn't lie. I forgot. But I'd been on 1 3-hour plane ride before I came here, and man, it was so long ago. They didn't have TVs in the headrests back then. I still remember.
Dude, they've had TVs in the headrest down
here. It was
a
United plane, so don't give me they've had. It's one of your planes. And it had a TV hanging from where the oxygen mask would be, maybe every 5 rows, and then in the front of like every row of 30 where Shane would know the kitchen and the bathroom is, there was like a projector screen. And I'll never forget it. I watched. Yep, they showed you what you were going to watch. I still remember I watched, it was with The Rock, and it was Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Really?
Yep, 2012. Must have just came out then. We should Google that. But that was the movie they played. I don't know what we watched for the other 10 hours, but that was the movie I remember.
What sparked you to say, I want to come to the United States and I want to, because you spent some time here.
Yeah, so it's funny. Mum and Dad only told me not long ago when I was little. I'd go to races and, you Shane and Jason. So when I say little, I'd be, 12, 14, whatever. Right. And I would just always say, I'm going to race in America one day. And at this point, I was still racing go-karts and, it just seemed the unachievable dream. So raced go-karts until I was probably 20 and worked and started racing our non-wing sprint cars at home, which they just have like a V6 Buick engine in them. Nothing like your non-wing stuff here. Saved. And 2012 got the opportunity to come and work for Johnny and just sold everything and came over and said, you know what, I'm going to buy a sprint car, I'm going to send it back to Australia and I'm going to race it. I'm going to do it.
So where was your first sprint car race? Was it in the United States or was it in Australia?
No, it was in Australia at Speedway City. It was my first sprint car race, yes.
Tough place.
And how did we do?
Man, I don't remember. It would not as terrible as you'd expect. Win. I did not win. No, correct. I did not win. I don't know. Did you ever go to Waikery, Shane? You wouldn't have. No. It's like Speedway City, but half the size and maybe rougher. That was the first place I drove a sprint car. But my first race was at Speedway City.
I gotta piss.
He's just look. He's got me on the internet now, and he's leaving me. So, yeah, that was my first race. I watched you race there a lot of times.
Brisbane?
No, Speedway City.
Oh, Speedway. Oh, yeah.
Yep, the yellow Speed Flow car.
Yeah, I wasn't very good there. That was a tough place for me. I had a hard time adjusting to the flat tracks over there.
Man, I just remember, I don't even remember who it was, but I just remember you getting dumped into the fence in turn one. Someone just, no, it wasn't you. Someone flat wheeled you. I was just like, wow, just thump. It was not your fault, but yeah, you had a rough go of it. Jason, however, that place was like his second home.
Yeah, man, he was so fast.
Oh yeah, I felt like every time we'd go there, he'd win.
Yep, he was really good there.
Yep. So, but he never got the classic that you got.
No. That year I won the classic. We were fast from the second we unloaded.
Oh, I was there.
Just one of those weekends.
Yep. And I remember you came back. I think you came back the next year and.
I crashed.
Dude,
I actually was okay.
Halfway down the back straight, someone got into you, I believe.
Yeah, I did. I crashed actually really hard. Too.
Yeah, I remember because you kind of landed on the infield where it was rock hard. I remember going, oof, that probably really hurt.
Yeah, I landed on the concrete, the little gutter.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, and that hurt me. Like, I was sore for a while.
No, I believe it.
But yeah, that's how those big races go. Knoxville was kind of the same for us. Like, we unloaded fast, we ended fast. If we struggled when we unloaded, then we just kind of struggled through the whole week. But Australia was good to me.
No.
A lot of good memories there. A lot of great friends that I'm still really good friends with.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, so this last summer at Knoxville, I got to go to lunch with Shane, and I always forget who we went to lunch with. Who did we go to lunch with, Shane?
When?
At the Mexican restaurant.
So you went with our friends from Louisiana.
Yes, them. Yep, remember them. Yep. Like I had just met all these people. Like me and Shane are riding around the golf cart. And like we're just kind of cruising around, and like we get back over to where Shane was at in a Bob Hurley RV camper. Gotta plug him. And then the Louisiana people were right next to you, right?
They were actually just right down the road.
Yeah.
They're big. They're related to Jason Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But we went and ate lunch with Owen Kelly and his brother and his dad.
Owen Kelly, like V8 Supercar Owen Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he was here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really, really good friends with Owen. I have been forever.
What is his relation with Rick and Todd?
No.
Oh, there's none. Okay.
Just friends.
I should have known that.
Yep.
But okay.
Obviously, they're a great family. But I became really good buddies with Owen from racing over there, and we probably talk once a week, maybe twice a week.
He came to some sprint car races, and you got to meet him, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he was friends with Dave Sharman.
Okay. Yep.
And then, which was my crew chief with Bill Mann.
Yep.
And we just became good buddies. I every time I go over there now, I stay at his house, or he stays at mine when he's over here. So, and then who the heck else? We had a big group there that day.
Our table was so big.
We had a great lunch.
So big.
Funny.
More important question.
Yeah.
Which Mexican restaurant?
Hey, bro. What's the name of the Mexican restaurant on the square?
There you go.
The new one.
No.
The one around
In
the
Knoxville.
corner from
El Rey Azteca. No.
Not the OG one on the square, Shane.
No. It's a new one on the corner.
Oh, it's where the old Red Rock Grill was.
Maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there you
I
go.
believe it's Oscar that used to work at the other one opened it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've not been there.
Yeah, that's the one we ate at. It was good. It was all right. It's not like our Mexican, but it was all right.
All right,
Not
later,
like
bro.
Tulsa Mexican?
Yeah, so we go to Senior Poncho. Where I seen you.
Oh, that's where I saw you. That's where last time I was there, I walk into a Mexican restaurant with J-Rod, there's your wife, and then I'm sitting there and then Snow walks in. I'm like, is this just like a little race and hangout?
Well, so we all live out by there.
Yeah, yep.
And I just
That was good.
Yeah, so, and I just...
That's good Mexican.
Yeah, where were you? Oh, you're in Florida. I text you.
Yeah, and I was...
food insurance crap.
I sent a picture to Jen of a margarita because Shane's dad and Judy, they don't drink, so She was.
Oh, so she couldn't have one?
She was jelly.
I think she was drinking beer.
And she told me, she's
No?
like, I wish. I
Okay.
wish. Actually, she texted me the next day. I just seen this, and I wish I could have had one. But it is what it is.
Well, she went and checked her spam messages, and you
Yeah,
were
that's
there.
exactly right. No, I was there for my daddy-daughter dance with my daughter.
You were? You were dressed nice and sharp.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. So when you ventured over here, you came to work for Johnny.
Yep.
You got a car. So when was your first race in the United States?
So that was 12. My first race in the United States was 2014. I ran one night at it's such a funny story. My first race in America was at Devil's Bowl.
Oh, nice.
I did one night for Sean Peterson.
Okay. The place car or
Yep,
whatever?
yep. So my first so when I came in 2012, I landed the start of June, and I flew to Dallas, and a friend of Johnny's, Scott Horner, picked me up and took me. The first racetrack I saw in the U.S. was Devil's Bowl.
Oh, wow. Nice.
My first race in the U.S. was Devil's Bowl, and my first win in the U.S. was a national race from Sammy at Devil's Bowl.
Really?
Wow. Devil's Bowl's good to you.
Yeah, it has been. It was not good to me for quite a long time.
Right.
That's a tough place.
Oh, yeah. Once you figure out how to run it, though, it's actually a lot of fun because you can just eat people up.
Can we all come to the consensus that if you can make sure your car comes off of 2 by that last white tire on the bottom, that you're going to be fast that night?
You got to be able to get into one with speed and get her shut down.
See,
and get right off by that
see,
tire.
I think 3 and 4 is harder going downhill.
Well, yeah, but
If you
everybody's
can
the same
hit
speed.
if you can hit the bottom in 3 and 4, you can eat people up.
Yeah, as they wash out and 4.
Yep.
I could see that.
If you can hold the bottom coming off 4 all
see
the
that.
way, that's
could
where
see
I've
that.
always been good there. I've been able to slow up enough to hit it, and you just drive by them down the front straight.
No, I agree with that.
I think
Yeah, it was
so.
unique.
Yes, it was.
Exit of both corners.
Yes,
really,
agreed.
As long as you stayed down.
Yes.
I've
The
seen
crazy
so
thing
many
about
people.
Devil's Bowl is, as Lenny, dude, he can make that sucker take rubber, or he can make you put 100 tear-offs on.
Oh, you think they had that much control of the surface?
Oh yeah.
Oh, 100%. Like, we would go there for a 2-day outlaw race. The first night would be rubber down. Second night, you'd be so tight.
Yeah.
Oh, he had total control over all that.
And then
I
he's cruising
guarantee
across the parking
when
lot
he was on
in
the
his Lincoln.
tractor, water truck,
Yeah.
he's just out there laughing. He's like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
these old boys, they ain't got to know what they're going to get.
Were you there when he hit Tony's mule and knocked it over?
Yes, I was there. Yes. I've seen
Good
a lot
times.
of crazy things at Devil's Bowl.
I've seen a lot of crazy things in America.
I bet you have.
Sure you
A lot of which we spoke about before we came on camera.
We had that before we turned the mics on.
Yeah.
You know what? The good thing about your story, Scott, is, obviously you had a passion for, and then, a slight inkling of that you wanted to race in America, and dude, you're making it happen. And that's the coolest thing about, your story and the gentleman that you're racing for now is a dying breed, right? Because there's just not many people out there that have a sprint car team that's just going to go out and hire a kid from Australia, right? So,
No, I agree. I'm very fortunate.
but the reason you're in this position is, like we've had this conversation with our other guests. It's not only performing on the track; it's just making connections with people and saying and doing the right things at the right time, and obviously you have to perform on the track, but it's more than just that. So
Yeah.
Well, I think
kudos to you.
that Scott's performance, and so a lot of people don't know that Scott actually was the first driver to get in this car when this team was first started in the Deuce 5 era with my brother and Eikenberry, and I was there that year for the Nationals.
2020.
So we ended up 5th on Hard Knocks night.
Yeah,
one
Shane.
night
You
out.
know what? You want to know the guy that got in the Knoxville Nationals instead of me, and his name was Shane Stewart. He was in the 71.
Cocksucker.
Him and Brock got to racing real good, and I believe, if correct me if I'm wrong, Shane, Rico won, and then Macri, and then you and Brock were going after it.
Yeah.
And I'd ran from like deep, like 15th or 13th, and I was like,
Yeah, it was a good
the
night.
yellow came on, and I looked ahead, and I was like, oh damn, there's only one car in my way of this, and it was Shane.
Oh, Shane.
And he got going though. He
Yeah.
got going after that and got by Brock, and then I ran out of laps.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now. Like I've said this to Shane like numerous times. Like, and his name has even been brought up about getting in this car. Like Shane at Knoxville,
Badass.
dude.
Shane everywhere, badass,
One
but
big one.
really good at Knoxville.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's okay.
Oh, I had my whatever it was there, my 7 or 8 years that I was really good. So
Hey, what year was that, Shane? And you were predominantly, I think, with Paul 360 racing. It must have been a Rockstar car. Did you run second at the Nationals?
yeah, from so here's the deal. So actually, Silva and I should have won that race a couple times. I went there a couple times with Paul in his personal car and ran okay. The first time I was there with Paul was with Doyle's, the Harley Davidson car.
Okay, yep.
We made the A and blew up. And then the next year went back with Paul's personal car and ran fifth. That year we raced on Sunday. It rained out. And we had the smallest rig in the trailer, or in the pit area.
What year would have that been?
2005.
No. That would have been 2010-ish.
I mean, that was the year I went to jail when Craig Kinzer won. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes. The year Craig Kinzer won, we ran fifth.
Okay.
And Paul's personal
That was
car.
2005. I still have court records.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, seriously, I did go to jail that year.
I don't think he was
2005 or
arguing
10?
that.
Just
It was 2005.
It was.
It was 2005?
Yeah, I have the DVD of it. I remember watching it as a kid.
Because I had money on, like,
'Cause-
literally me, Dennis Moore Jr., and Jonathan Allard are standing on top of the Zero Cars mule, and we're watching the A-Main on Sunday, and I had money on Craig.
No, because I remember Donnie was still in a Parker store car.
Yeah, that was 05.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I went to jail that year because of
was?
Kelly Westfall.
Okay, well, me and Paul raced together for, I don't know.
Yeah, that was 05.
5 years.
19
Again,
years
I have
ago.
court records.
Okay,
Court
well-
records.
Yeah, anyway, and then we went into the Rockstar thing. So the year that I ran second was the first year of the 50 lapper, I think, or maybe the second year.
Ooh, I don't know what year that was. What
Okay.
year was that?
I just remember I watched it. It came
I
up
didn't
and I
agree
watched
with
it.
it.
It
I
was
didn't
a
agree with the
flashback,
50
and I remember Shane you were just ripping the bottom in 1 and 2.
Yeah, so I told Paul, because Donnie started right in front of me. We both, I don't know what happened, but Donnie didn't have a good prelim night or something. But we started, he was like either 13th or 15th, and I was 17th.
Oh, you ran from that deep.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. But anyway, I told Paul, I said, if I can stick with Donnie at the break, well, we can win this race. And Donnie was like third at the break, and I was like seventh. And I just remember the yellow came out, and I'm like, oh man, like, because when you get to that point, like, those are all tough cars. So
Oh yeah.
Paul's like, what do you think? And I'm like, man, I said, I'm gonna just, my car's fine, obviously, because we're passing good cars. And I said, don't change nothing. I said, I'm just gonna go out and try my best. I got to Donnie, but it was too late.
Yeah.
He was just better than we were, but yeah.
Very
There
impressive.
was, there was a couple times I should have won that. The year Jason Johnson won, somehow mysteriously, I broke a spark plug. Don't know how.
Did Jason Sides come and look at your car?
Do what?
Did Jason Sides come look at your car? I'm just playing.
Did Jason Sides?
Yeah, so the infamous Jason Sides where he pulls the spark plug wire.
Who was that? Sammy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And Hagar
feel
did
like
it, too.
you know what? I feel like
Hagar did
Hagar
it,
got Danny Sams with that a
He
couple
did,
of years
he did.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
East Bay. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I had it happen at Attica.
No, I didn't have a wire pulled off. It actually broke the plugs.
Oh, no shit.
That doesn't happen very often. I had 5-car, black 5-car. Attica.
Blake Feast?
Nope. Shane will know straight away. Black and orange 5-car.
Four brick?
No. At Attica.
No. I know what you're talking about.
Black and white 5 car.
No. Black and orange 5 car.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Races out there all the time.
Yeah.
Attica, Fremont.
Yeah, he was with old Lindsay Hodgenship for a while. What's his name?
I don't know about that. I feel like
Anyway,
it starts
I
with a
shouldn't be bringing
B.
up those names. Anyway.
Anyway, he pulled my plug wire off at Attica one
Did
night.
he really?
He was upset. I
What a
spat him
douche.
out. God,
Douche.
he got me real mad. I don't remember his name.
Philo.
Yeah, Travis Philo. There you go.
Philo. There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. Are we allowed to say names on this?
Huh?
Are we allowed to say names?
Absolutely.
Okay, I was just checking.
Yeah. You can call out anybody you want. on
I'm
this.
not calling anyone out. I was just
okay. You wanna
putting
fight
the point
anybody?
out.
We
No,
can
I
go
had
out
a.
there.
I was just saying I had a plug wire pulled.
Yeah, by Travis Philo.
I remember sitting there, and the crowd's cheering, and I was like, "Oh, this is not good. I'm about to get punched." And he ran up, and he went right by me, and I was like, "Oh, he ran right by me." And then I was like, "Oh no!" And then he got spear tackled by one of the All Stars officials, but he had a handful of plug wires at the same time.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. We've all been there a few times.
Back when you ran second, Shane, were they Wesmars then?
They were.
So he won how many 360s in a row with that one Westmar?
I think 5.
4.
4. That's
I won
close.
4 in a row, and then I don't know, remember what happened. Something, and then we won our 5th one, but it wasn't back to back.
So the one motor did all 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Wonder where that
Hey,
is
Westfall, I'll
now.
tell you that all day long.
Wonder where that is now.
That one Westmar engine we had from them, that sucker ripped. It
Yeah,
was
my
so
first
good.
motor was a Wesmar and it ripped too.
I'm actually thinking the year we ran second was a TSR motor that Paul bought from them, and it was a Kistler.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of Kistlers,
Yes.
we got one in this. Dude, this Shane, I'm like, you'll love this car. It's like all white with like gold mufflers and gold Pittman
Nice.
arm and gold this and gold that and
Not as much gold as the Harleys.
true. Oh my god,
Does it have
dude.
airbags on it? Or no?
No, hey,
No,
you know
but
what?
hey,
That
the
got
mule does.
spoken about earlier
Neil
though.
does. Yeah, we did actually have a conversation
We
about
did.
air ride on the
Dude,
shop.
you imagine? Oh, that would be so nice.
He went down a wormhole of what he would have to do.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, the wormhole with him.
You'd have so many gauges on your dash. You'd be like, oh my god.
You wouldn't even need it. You wouldn't even need it.
I
I'm
don't look at
telling
the
you right
ones
now,
I have now.
My brother would tell you don't even need it. I promise you. Nope. Mm-mm.
It would just adapt, right? It would just like.
If they gave my brother free reign,
Is it even legal?
no,
Okay, I figured.
no. But like if it was,
Yeah.
it'd already be on this car.
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you can look at this car and the detail in this car is it's
That's nice.
honestly it's kind of stupid.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Like the amount of detail that my brother puts into things. To me, and he is the smartest person I've ever met. And the reason I say that is because of how he analyzes things and how he looks at things. And how he can look at something and just say, okay, I'm going to build it, and he builds it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
Like,
great. Dude, his 3D fuel pump. Oh man, that's so sick.
dude, like there's so like, so I got
so
here,
awesome.
Shane, I got here, and there's so many more things that are 3D printed now.
The thing is, the 3D fuel pump is so awesome for a car upstairs in a trailer, right?
Absolutely.
You pull up the whole thing.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have the real fuel pump in there because you would never have one upstairs anyway.
Nope.
Right?
So
Or if you
he
do,
has.
You have to drain all the fuel and all that.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, man, that's so good.
So he has that. He has the radiator for the lines off the front of the motor. So when you store your motor in your trailer, like it has a little cluster that holds that. He actually has a 3D printed little snout that has O-rings on it to put in your water pump. Yeah, like it's like the mag box plate is 3D printed. Like it's like, yeah, like we so Scott put his seat in when we got here, and of course when we put the seat in to fire the car off, we just threw a couple bolts in it, but like literally my brother 3D printed some spacers to like go where the seat needed to be. Like, oh, let me whip this up real quick.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh, they're in there now.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice.
Yeah. So I mean, like, dude, like the guy, like, I like the rock screen. Like, this is like off his water jet, and like it's stainless steel, but look how flexible it is, right?
Oh, it's
like,
stainless?
Yeah, that's stainless. It's off the water jet. Like, he programmed
That's
that. You know what I mean? Like,
Speaking of rock screens, they should make that mandatory.
Agreed.
oh yeah,
Agreed.
I bet Aaron wishes he had a rock screen.
Man, so Shane will understand. Like our rules in Australia are far stricter.
Oh, way stricter.
So I've never actually even driven a sprint car without a rock screen, without a Hans device, without arm restraints.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't wear arm restraints.
There was when I learned about Hans. I didn't know what a Hans was.
Yeah,
Dude, they would not let you out on the track. They won't even let you engine start without having your Hans on.
Yep. And I don't wear arm restraints now. You failed. But so for me to not use a rock screen or a Hans or a hybrid, I wear hybrid now. It would kind of be arrogant, because I don't know any different. Whereas Shane, I get it. They didn't have it their whole career,
So and Shane can attest to this, like, and actually you kind of brought it up, right? Like we were talking about the chasm system, and you were like, I this sucks to say this, but I just like right now, like I don't want to spend that money, right?
Yeah. And you feel like an idiot actually saying that.
Right? But like you have people that Shane has to deal with at his racetrack that won't even abide by the simplest of rules to be safe.
Well, I have a tech now because
but when you first took it over,
oh, it was bad, Shane.
Oh, it was terrible.
Horrible.
It was.
And they're putting their kids in these things.
Well,
It wasn't the kids; it was the adults.
A lot of it was just them not knowing. It wasn't them.
Just naive. Yeah, they don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, DOT helmets.
Like road stuff with them thin visors that clip on.
It's.
Oh, jeez.
The parents just didn't know. They're like, "Oh, well, we never even heard of a Snell helmet." I'm like, "Well, we got to have one now, so you got to go buy one." So, but I mean, updated seatbelts. Little things like we make them label their dash, in case they catch on fire. Our crew guys can go over there and know which one's the kill switch. And And micros, the thing that gets everybody in trouble with the fuel injection and all that is not running a relay. So if your carburetors or injectors get knocked off, it doesn't keep just pumping fuel. So we make them label all that, right? So we know which one's the fuel pump because it'll just sit there and just run.
Oh yeah.
But it was, and trust me, I got ridiculed big time. Got accused of selling parts for my parents.
You kidding?
Like, you're just wanting us to go buy parts from your mom and dad, and I'm like, you know what? I actually didn't even think about that until you said that. But
yeah. Genius. Thanks,
I'm
guys.
actually looking out for your safety.
Yeah, like I don't care where you buy it from. I want your kids. Like my best interest is your kid.
And it was. Here's the thing too. On the, I see more than not seats not mounted the right way. As a track, I can't tell the people how to mount their seat. So then it's just the simple thing of them going through tech and saying, look, this isn't right. We need to suggest that you do this because it's not right. This is not right. Like the way you've done things here, the way they mount their seatbelts, right? And the way they go through the back part of their seat and go over the shoulders. I mean, a lot of people just don't know that side of it. And we do because that's all we've ever known and done. So.
Yeah, and it's because we got shown the right way. So
Yeah, education is key. I mean.
Yeah. So it's been good. I mean,
and he has to deal with a lot of parents that really don't know what they're doing anyway. So,
we've spoken about it.
Yeah.
Just when I was there, I kind of said to him how stressful it is.
Yeah, it's a struggle, but you know what? Him and Jen do a great job, and they have a great staff out there at Port City Raceway. That has a big race coming up this week.
Yeah.
We do.
We have the Turnpike Challenge.
You need to get me one of those things, Shane.
A midget or a micro?
Micro.
Ooh, we can make that happen.
I never driven one.
We can make that happen easy.
Maybe for a KKM, we'll get you one.
I've never driven one or a midget.
We can make that happen easy. I mean, dude, so easy, right, Shane?
I think so.
Shane actually told me, and he kind of laughed. He said, "You're in for a treat." He's like, "These little things, I thought they were going to be so easy to get into and race." He's laughing, see? He said, "Dude, those things are hard to drive." So I'm
Yeah.
up for the challenge.
At Port
Yeah.
City, they're tough. I can tell you
Yeah.
That's where I want to race one. That place looks so fun to me.
So and like in the micro
You're
world,
busy.
yeah, and like in the micro world, like it's kind of like the Knoxville for the sprint car, right? Like if you can compete at Port City,
You good, yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can go anywhere, right? Like I mean, it's proven. You got Christopher Bell, Dason Pursley, Jeffrey Newell, Frank
Jeffrey Newell's a
Flood,
badass.
Brady Bacon.
Brady Bacon. Like you got all these people that have graduated from Port City to
So-
be where they're at now.
So, like, when I came in 12,
Yeah, Ryan
Shane,
James, yeah.
when I came
We saw
in
you,
12, Brady was already racing sprint cars. He grew up racing at Port City, did he?
Yes.
He did, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Him and Lightning Leon,
Who's that?
his dad.
Oh, yeah, okay. Jeffrey Newell, I met him at Wheatland a couple of years ago. He was sprint car racing. Super nice guy. Good racer. He could run the bottom like a boss at Wheatland around the tyres.
Yep.
So I haven't seen him in a sprint car in a couple of years, actually, now you said that.
Man, like,
He's
so
got-
he
he's got a
went back to
he's got a
work.
ride in Ohio.
Oh, he does?
Jeffrey Newell does?
Rich Farmer.
Nuh-uh.
With who?
Yeah. Yeah, with Rich Farmer.
I
Which
didn't know
car is that?
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to run that car a few times.
Oh, that's
the guy
'cause
that owns,
Which car is that?
The All-Stars and
Oh, I bet that's a Seabell Connect.
Are they buddies?
Yeah, no, 100%. Because
Oh, yeah.
it's ran by what's the family that Macedo's both ran for?
Oh,
I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, it's
does it start with a K?
Linders.
Linda's, you're
Yep.
right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a tie with them. So
Okay.
yeah, you're probably right. It
Speaking
probably
of
was
speaking of the
Seabell.
mosquitoes and the torpedoes, Dyson in Australia said that they're done.
I did see that.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like was it today or yesterday?
Yeah. Everyone's...
No way.
Said that they're done with the sprint car program, dirt track. Yeah,
No, well, I wonder why.
I probably ran out of equipment.
No, I don't think it's... I think they said something with the family. I mean, honestly, the only people
I'm
to
just
ever...
messing with you.
For Australian sprint car racing, it's great for the fans because they bring Americans, but
Yeah,
that car doesn't race any other time.
right.
If Cole wasn't in Australia
Wow.
and Carson got hurt, that car would have just got parked,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Wow,
it
that's
just
crazy.
sucks, man. I just hate seeing cars and
Me too.
owners
That's
just
a
say,
great team. Great car, too.
you know, I mean, because they did good here and there.
I know his business is growing like crazy, so I'm sure that.
Maybe it's just busy.
Man, best thing I ever seen was when TK won the Classic and that, and ripped donuts until he turned that thing over, middle of front straight.
TK's
Literally crashed
second
it.
to none.
Oh, yeah. It was the best victory donuts ever.
I got a question.
Yes. Oh, God.
No, it's a good question.
Okay, what do you got?
If you had, if there was a genie bottle,
Yes.
would you rather win the Classic or the Knoxville Nationals?
Knoxville Nationals.
Okay.
I mean, that's a fair statement, correct, Shane?
No, hands down.
I mean,
Yeah.
I feel that way too.
Like,
but,
don't get me wrong, I'm a proud Australian, and I
No,
will end,
absolutely you are.
I will end
Yeah.
up back in Australia. That's always been the plan, and my fiance knows that and everything. But man, the Knoxville Nationals,
It's
I might get
second
some
to
hate
none.
for that, but it's just it is what it
maybe
is.
from over there, but not from here.
You know, it is. It's just the Knoxville Nationals is the I mean, I was excited. I ran 8th in the Knoxville Nationals. Making the show at the Knoxville Nationals is a
Dude,
great
it's
feeling.
So hard.
Shane, you make that out of your qualifying night, and you feel like a boss.
I've done it.
There's 24 cars that start that
Yeah.
A main, and there's not one bad one.
No, correct.
So, Tony Bruce, it would have been 2006. We timed in 4th, and this is when they did the full invert. The whole,
Like
the
10
whole
car.
10, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I don't know you could do that anymore.
Huh?
I really don't know you could do that anymore.
I mean, so cream of the crop rises to the top.
Yeah, I know,
Can we
but
talk
I mean,
about this?
8-car
I don't know.
invert now, and you watch Gravel in a B feature this year.
I mean, he's a slouch, but anyway.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, I know
it's
what you're
tough,
saying.
man.
Yeah, it's tough. So, somehow, some way, we come off of 4 and we pass Larry Ball to transfer. Right?
In your heat?
Yeah, in our heat. So we're fourth overall quick. We transfer out of our heat race.
Your week.
That's your weekend. Right
That
there.
correct. Shane's right. All you got to do is finish the A main
We
and you're
finished
in.
A-Main. We started 18th in the main on Saturday.
Yep.
And, when you pull in to unload for Saturday at the Knoxville Nationals and you're on the front stretch,
Oh, yes.
whether it's the B or the A, right? Like,
Yep.
because you're
I've
still
done
in
both.
contention, right? Right? You're
Yep.
still in contention. But when you're on that A side and you're just like, whew.
Yeah. It's 7:30 and you're still walking around in your shorts and T-shirt.
Yes. Like, there's nothing like that.
Yep.
feeling.
Everyone's at the driver's meet and you're just cruising around.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool,
The
man.
goal was always be left of the scoring tower.
Left of the scoring
Always.
tower. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
When you walk in,
I don't care how far left it is.
I don't know it's like that anymore, Shane.
It's not.
No, I started 10th 11th. No, I started on the outside. I must have started, I can't remember where I started, 11th or 12th, and I was by the points tower where they put your score up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I was picturing you look at the tower from the back straight. Idiot.
Yeah, no. That's where you wanted to be.
Okay, yeah, my
One of the
bad.
pits.
Sorry, you're right.
Yeah,
You're right.
Yeah. You wanted to be by the scoring tower.
Yeah, yep, correct. Sorry,
'Cause
my
that
bad.
meant you were locked in.
Yes, yep.
Yeah.
So you won your first feature at Knoxville
This year, yes.
this year
I did.
in the Lee Big 10 car.
Yes, sir.
What was that like?
Winning at Knoxville?
So okay, and before you answer that, the reason I ask you that is because you came here and you put it in your mind that I'm gonna go run Knoxville, because I remember when you was like, I don't remember whose car it was, but
It's probably my car.
whatever it was, but like I'm going to Knoxville and I'm racing there weekly.
Yeah, it was always, that Knoxville was always the goal. I ran weekly in 16. I ran like 6 races in 15 with it was an old non-wing motor and it gave out the ghost at the Nationals. I ran weekly in 16 thanks to Scotty. He got me my first good motor through Woodruff, a TSR motor. I ran weekly. Man, I think maybe my best finish was like a 7th or 8th. It was tough that year though. That was the NSL year, Shane. Like you had Delansky and Brown and Sammy and like that was good cars, you know.
Yeah.
But the goal was always Knoxville. So to win there, Shane's won there, but making that right-hand turn, so I've won there in the 360 before, and I'd led a couple of times in the 360, broke or something had happened. But when I won again last year, it was like I actually sat back and took notice of like, okay, you're rolling off the scales, now you turn right, you know. All the light comes through, the crowd, it's a pretty awesome feeling.
I mean, like,
Even as a weekly race anyway.
what can you, it doesn't matter. It's Knoxville.
Yeah. No, I get it. I'm just saying
So,
it's
but
pretty
like,
it's like, oh, damn, I did it, you know?
So for you, because like your whole goal was that, like when you made that right-hand turn, because obviously you'd won in 360, but it was a 410. When you made that right-hand turn, did you like have this like kind of, I finally did it?
Honestly, yes, it was relief because I'd watched Brooke Tatnell,
Yes.
Skip Jackson, all these Australians come over here, you know, Gary Brazier, Jamie Moyle, Ian Madsen, Kerry Madsen. I'd watched them come over here, Linton Jeffries, and I'd watched them win at Knoxville. And I'm going to be like, when the day's done, am I the only guy that couldn't win a 410 race at Knoxville, you know?
And you did it.
I did it. It was a relief, yes.
Yeah.
And I was
see
happy
that.
I'd won 360 races there, and it was when I called Mum and Dad that night, they said to me, they're like, they'd never said it to me, but they knew, they're like, we knew that was going to bother you to the day you died if you didn't do that.
410s are different.
So hopefully it just makes, we nearly won the week after too. Brown span out and we got into him running around the bottom, and we'd already ran deep and up to, I think that was for third. We had a really good race car again, so I'm just hoping that, you know, it's the old saying, you get that one out of the way and the rest come easy. And they're never easy, but
Yeah, it's not easy, but when you have a little bit of mentality behind it.
yeah, I think you take the mental pressure away from yourself because you know you can do it, you know. Everything else has to fall in line.
So outside of Knoxville, you've raced all over the United States.
Man, pretty much. I have not raced in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, you're not missing much.
Yeah. A lot of the rest of it, I raced at the Grove, Port Royal, all the way across the Skagit, across the Dakotas, Iowa, Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Arizona, California.
Yeah. And you did this by, in my mind, so I'm in my hometown right now.
Yep.
And which for Kansas City, Kansas, which we're kind of in Bonner Springs, and Kansas City, Kansas is known for being a hustler, right? Like, and you gotta grind, you gotta work, you gotta do what you gotta do to get what you want, right? And you've done that in numerous different ways, from flipping toter homes and figuring out like a lot of people don't know you really don't even have a home here. You just kind of you go where you need to go.
Yeah, you kind of. I mean, I look back at it and I don't really think I've done anything. I think it's just when you have that mentality of you got to do what you got to do to make it happen, it doesn't seem like anything.
Right.
And then other people are like, "Oh, you're crazy." I remember driving. Man, my first ASCS Speed Week, 2016. Danny Heskin came with me. We drove to Amarillo,
I heard
Texas.
that was a good wedding.
That was later down the road. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yep.
I heard it was
yep.
a good time.
Yep. We drove to Amarillo, Texas and broke. And we drove back to Smiley, Shane. No, I take that back. We're in Lubbock. We missed Amarillo because we blew up and we're waiting on a motor.
Good old Lubbock.
And I remember pulling in Love's truck stop, filling up with diesel, and I had to call my mum to have her to pay for it from Australia with her credit card. And the lady's like, "Hey, we can't take payment over the phone." And I was like, "Well, you're shit out of luck because I just pumped 100 gallons of diesel and I've woke her up at 3 in the morning and she's ready to pay for it. So if she doesn't pay for it, I don't know what you're going to do."
Yeah.
Okay, then. So she punched the numbers in and off I went. I had to make the show at Devil's Boulder. I got that extra $400, that put more diesel in to get to Creek County and had to make the show there. And
I think
it wasn't
that's
easy.
I think that's what people don't understand about your journey of coming here is, you see a bunch of these guys that come over here from Australia and they have the money, they have the things that they need to do, and you didn't.
It was.
You've dug and just kind of, in my eyes, had a shovel and was like, I'm just gonna get there no matter what.
Oh yeah, I will tell you though, and I don't tell a lot of people this, but Shane can back me up. There's probably been 4 or 5 times in the last 5 years where I've called Shane and was like, "Hey man, like, dude, I'm done. It's not happening. I'm broke. What do I do? Please give me some advice." And he says, "Will you go to the race on the weekend?" What do you mean? You go to the race on the weekend.
Yeah.
You want to do it, you go to the race again, you get kicked in the guts again, and you just keep going back.
Yeah.
And, it's always, he's very successful. It's always, everyone always says that your time will come and it will change. And I think it kind of, I don't know about you, Shane, but it kind of happens and you don't realize it's happened until after it has happened,
Right.
Like, I was very fortunate for the last 18 months to, like I'm fortunate in this deal, great equipment behind me that can get the job done, and I have to do my job,
Mm-hmm.
It's like all of a sudden, it's like I stepped back and I was like, oh, damn, all of a sudden we're here.
I think the reason that you put yourself in your own situations, right? Like your hard work and your work ethic and your grit and your want to, like, it shows. Like, it doesn't just show like on the track. It shows outside of that, right? Like, it shows when you won your 410 feature at Knoxville and like how you were like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this." You know what I mean? Like it shows. Like, it shows how much you want to, like, this is what you want.
It's all I ever wanted. It's about all I was ever good at naturally. Let me tell you that. I was not a Class A student.
Oh, that's okay. I can
Ask
see
my
that.
mum how her parent-teacher interviews used to go.
Oh, I can only imagine.
My sister just, she decided to come along afterwards and make me look even worse than I already was by getting straight A's and all the teachers loving her.
We've all been there.
Well, if you were in America in school, you'd probably be way ahead of the American students. So there you go.
Maybe.
Just had the parent-teacher
You
conference.
speak English the right way, actually.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh, do you know how many arguments I've had with people about that?
Yeah.
So my first year here, I'm driving down the road and I'm like sitting in the front. It's just me and Johnny, and I was like, "Huh." He goes, "What?" I said, "That's funny. I never heard of that state before. We just crossed into it." He says, "What? You want me to pay attention?" I said, "Arkansas." And he started laughing. He's like, "It's Arkansas." I was like, "No, it's not. It's Arkansas." He says, "It's Arkansas." I said, "It's not Kansas. It's Kansas."
Okay, so
It's kind of like aluminum.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
You spell it wrong.
okay, so listen. So
You guys say it the right way. We don't.
Yeah. See, that's the first American if you look at like the periodic table of metals, it has the I. We don't say it wrong. It's spelt different.
okay,
But
so
for some reason, you spell it aluminum.
okay, so how do you spell it and say it?
It's IUM.
Aluminium.
Correct. It's just an extra letter. You don't have the letter.
Right.
So you say it correct to how it's spelled. I don't know why it's spelled that way, but it is.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's
So-
the right way to say it.
What's funny about the Arkansas, right?
I can't.
Do you know what the Arkansas River is really actually called?
No, I have no
It's
idea.
the Arkansas River.
You're kidding me.
Swear to God.
See, I knew I was right all these years. This is
Yeah.
a decade. I was
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so it's Arkansas, but like the Arkansas River runs through all of it.
I will tell you that my go-to for years and years and years, and anyone that's close to me that's ever been out to eat, when I get the, oh my God, I love your accent, where you're from, my go-to is Little Rock, Arkansas.
Hell yeah.
Until I was in a
You should
Hooters.
say Memphis. You should say North Memphis.
I was in Hooters in Little Rock, Arkansas with Scotty McDonald and his son Casey one day before the races eating dinner, and the girl came up and said, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Australia." I was like, you know what, if she picks up what's going on here, I might get in a little bit of trouble before I get my check.
So let's talk like a quick second about Scotty. So a lot of people don't know who Scotty McDonald is. I mean, he hasn't been around the last few years in the racing world. He raced himself. What has he done for you, not only as a partner in your racing career, but as a friend?
Everything. There's few people you can say that about, and that guy's, I mean, other than, my parents and Herrera and a few other people that have taken me under their wing. I stay with the Muellers now. It's Scotty, man. He didn't know me from anything. He gave me my shot. That's the type of person he is. I was at Knoxville and I was on twin tube Integras, and Scotty's a partner in Momentum, and he was walking through the pits, and he came over to me and he said, "Hey, I'm Scotty McDonald." I didn't know who he was. "Can I ask why you're not on the gas shocks?" And I laughed. I was like, "I can't afford them." And I still remember I was changing a right rear tire with a 1/2-inch hand ratchet. I didn't even have an impact. And I was in my trailer by myself, $6,000 trailer. And he's like, "Where's your help?" I was like, "They're not here yet. They get here at race time." And it was hotter than heck. And 2 weeks later, I got to go to Houston to race a Gulf South race. And he was down there, and he actually won one night. He kicked their ass. And I went over afterwards, and we got to talking, and et cetera, and he came back to Knoxville again. It was a year he ran, I think, the 6 weeks before Nationals, and he came over, and he was like, "I want to buy you a set of shocks." And, you hear that, Shane, you've been around, you hear this all the time, people wanting to help you, okay? So I never really pursued anything. Well, at the end of the week, he called me. It's like, "Hey, my guy said you haven't ordered those shocks yet." I said, "Well, they're really expensive." And he kind of just chuckled. He's like, "Order you some shocks. I got you." I was like, "Okay, yes, sir." So he got me my set of shocks, and I got to Nationals, and I blew up that non-wing motor I had. And I didn't have any money, man. And Mum and Dad were there. They were upset. And he came over, and he's like, "What do you want to do?" And I was like, "I want to be a race car driver." He's like, "What's stopping you doing it?" I said, "Well, at this point, it's a motor and a visa to be here." He's like, "That's all that's stopping you?" I said, "Yes, sir." And you got to remember, I met this guy twice.
Yeah.
He's like, "I like you. It's done. Don't worry about it. Find a motor and I'll handle it." So I went from there, and Man, he's like a brother to me now.
So and that like so I never knew that, right? I knew you guys were.
That was the
super
first
close.
real motor I had, and then my Visa he put through the company to this day. So he's a first-class human being.
Yes,
Oh,
he's a good
like dude, Scotty had him and Tim Cormier.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
man.
Oh, Timmy. Shane won a good race with Scotty
Yeah, he
and
did.
Timmy.
Yeah.
10,000 Coca. You go straight to casino with that, Shane?
Heck no, I went straight home. I had some diapers to pay for or something.
Yeah.
Man, Shane, you'll be able to back me up on this. Scotty still laughs about this. He said before the feature, Tim comes rolling out of the trailer with a 96 W.
Oh, the old W.
Oh, yeah. And Shane looked at it and said, what is that? And, it's got the extra blocks in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Shane's like, what is that? And Tim's like, it's our feature tire. Shane's like, for where?
Terre Haute.
Is that true, Shane? Is that true?
No, that's true, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he won on a dub.
Listen, to make this tire work, I start looking at this thing, I'm like, oh my. You're typical, right? Like you're a half out of the left rear or at the most a turn. Dude, we were almost 2.5 turns out.
Out of the left rear?
I'm telling you
I did
right
not
now,
know that.
Those wide left rears, you'd enter the corner and you'd have like 2 inches of stagger.
Did you ever run one?
I never ran a dub.
my
I've run
God,
96s,
dude.
but not a
The
dub.
dubs are a game changer, bro.
After the race, I told Tim and Scott, I said, that left rear is cheat. I said, that is freaking cheat code.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I flat-footed that car around that track the whole time.
He,
I never even tried to slip the tire.
I think there's one new one upstairs in the loft. I mean, it's 10 years old now, and Scotty's always like, when I was ASCS racing, you want me to pull this tire down, take this tire? I was like, dude, leave that thing up there. I don't need that in my trailer. Now I think they are.
You can't run them now. They can in non-wing, or I don't even know if you can in non-wing anymore. But
Do you know?
that's what they were, as a non-wing tire.
Do you know who believed that was the only tire you needed in the trailer? The car would roll out of the trailer on a dub and go back in the trailer on a dub.
Jimmy Jones?
Jimmy Jones
Jimmy Jones!
and Dustin Morgan. You'd be watching Dustin. The poor guy
Jimmy
needed a
Jones,
forklift
yes.
knob to turn more left, and Jones has got him in a 6 at Little Rock and Hot Laps.
I remember that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They were
Hey,
right conditions, dude. I'm telling you.
We won a race in Joaquini on a dub, on a 96 dub.
Dude,
Yeah, day show, or kind of half-ass day show. And like half-mile fairgrounds track, 96 dub, just waxed their ass, man. Like
Yeah, I
dubs
never
were
been
dub-
on a dub, just a 96.
Like, I mean, like it had its like situations.
Yeah,
You know
yep.
what I mean? But yeah, man, like that extra block, like
You ever run one at Knoxville, Shane?
no, shit, no. Well, so in the Goodyear days, we ran the 97s, right?
Oh,
which was
okay.
96.
Yep.
And then I think Paul and I may have ran a few of them, but not many. Like, dude, so Knoxville to me I was always a stagger guy. Like, if the winter was on or whatever, I couldn't really say the winter, but if the guys were on a 96, I was always on a 94.
yeah.
Okay.
You wanted
If I
the
was
stagger to
tight, I
rotate
wanted
you.
to run the bottom.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like if you can run the bottom with speed, you can win the race, and you can't do that if you're tight.
No, I
so,
agree.
So my dad tells me
you
a
gotta be
story.
right front tight, right? But
Yeah.
you can't be stagger tight. Because
Correct.
if you're stagger tight, you're left rear overdriving, left rear overdriving, left rear overdriving, right?
And
So
then you end up
gas
shearing
brake,
it
gas
free.
brake. Yeah, you kill your whole corner speed. So I
So
was always the stagger guy at Knoxville.
Scott got the opportunity to meet my dad, and
Does he watch this?
no.
Oh, I wish.
Okay, so my dad, like his whole existence of social media is he watches the Twitter feed on hoseheads.com.
Hoseheads is still going?
My dad.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he does watch YouTube. So now that we post these to YouTube,
He'll watch him tomorrow.
oh yeah, he'll watch them tomorrow.
Okay.
So, so my dad tells a story of when he raced at Knoxville, and there was 2 young guns that were coming up, right? And they came up to my dad and said, "Hey, you're pretty successful here. How do you get around this racetrack?" And my dad says, well, there's two different ways to get around Knoxville. He goes, the way I do it, he goes, I just count down the straightaway. He goes, I go down the straightaway, I go 1, 2, 3, turn, and I go around the bottom. He goes, but if you're Randy Smith, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, hit the wall, and then just keep on running around. And that was Dan Lasowski and Andy Hillenberg that came and asked him.
That's funny.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I can tell you right now. So it was year 2000. It was my first Knoxville Nationals to make. I made the AMA.
In the 410?
Yeah.
Damn.
And Lazowski lapped me. It was a year that he won with Tony Stewart.
Oh, he did the whole...
The old no left rear shock year.
No left rear shock. Right.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so listen. He laps me, and I'm like, I'm staying with this guy. Like I can race with this dude. I can do everything that he can do, and it was the best. I don't even remember how many laps were left. 10 maybe. I don't know. 12.
When you hung right with him.
Dude, yeah. I mean, right with him. And,
How much did you learn off of that?
I learned. Like that's how I learned to run the bottom. And after that, I'm like, I can do it. I can run the bottom.
Well, I can tell you right now,
So
I
from
got
that year,
to witness it the first year that Scott drove the 25 car. He knows how to get around the bottom.
Oh, yeah, we were...
It's a craft.
Like I said,
If you can get that right front just perched up like perfect on that berm to set the right rear.
left front.
It's goofy.
Yeah,
now,
it's
though.
on
It
left
is,
front.
it is,
Yeah, left
and
front.
it's the... I figured out...
Some like drainage, like the berms changed over the years, and so is the cushion. Like the cushions,
It's not... It's now it's like a ledge a lot of the
yeah,
time.
I'm telling you. So funny story. My buddies like they're all up in the stands drinking, and one of the years I was with LMR, they were like, "What in the hell were you doing going into turn one?" And I'm like, "Okay." I said, "You know what?" I got back to the camper, and they said, they started giving me a hard time. I said, "We're all going in the golf cart." I said, "Jump in." So I took them on the golf cart, and I said, "Here's what the problem is right here." And they were like, "Holy shit!"
Yo, you can't tell.
Yeah.
Dude, the cushion was higher than the tire on the golf cart, but
Yeah.
then it would go flat.
Yeah.
And then about, 3 feet beyond that, it was thick again.
He'll pick back
Yep.
up. Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, the guys that run really good around the cushion there nowadays that's tough. Way tougher than it used to be.
One thing that always gets me, Shane, to even this last year, when I watched the second qualifying night from the stands, you sit in the stands at Knoxville, and the corners look so long and round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but in a race car, it is not that way.
I think it kind of
No, it's
depends.
I don't feel like it anyway. It feels
I
like
don't
you're in
know.
and you're out again.
I've never been
Yeah.
in a sprint car at Knoxville, but I feel like it's kind of like your perception of where you're sitting.
Yeah. No, true.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Jen's mom and dad always sit going into turn 3 on the back straightaway.
That's the best spot.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Exactly.
it is.
Oh, it's bad. The
best
back straight,
spot
I
to
think,
sit.
is far better.
Really?
Yes.
You can see. You can see a lot, like just the way the cars are acting, and I've sat back there enough now, like I can already tell going down the back straightaway whether they're going to have a good corner or bad corner.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Right.
want to go. That guy's going to get past.
Oh, you know, too, if you exit off of turn 2, you know if you're in trouble.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Straight away.
That's-
Second you
that's
get
the
off,
thing.
you know if you're not carrying enough speed.
If you're not already moving
Yeah.
forward,
You could just feel in the race car, you're like, oh, I'm going to have to cover, or like I could be in strife here.
I got to make it wide, or
Yes.
yeah.
Yep. Generally, you'll see, because you'll see a guy slide himself for absolutely no reason. It's because he felt like he didn't get a good run.
So both
That's
of
one of the
you,
best things about Knoxville is that you can, if you have one bad lap, dude, you'll ruin your whole race.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then it'll take you another 5 or 6 laps to make up that one bad lap.
Oh, yeah.
so both of you have raced throughout the United States now.
I've not gone as many places as Shane.
Well, I know, but what do you feel like is the toughest track to tackle? Right, like I love bringing this up with Shane because, like, he has raced at a bunch of races or a bunch of tracks, but like what is the toughest track to tame?
I think Knoxville. personally. I was never any good at Port Royal. I only ever ran there twice, but
I've never been to Fort Royal.
I think Knoxville, but I've not, like I said, Shane would be better at that. He's done a lot more laps at other places than I have.
Shane, what's the biggest challenge in the United States?
Wayne's Grove, to me.
Oh, the Grove? Yeah, okay. That's what Johnny told me.
Yeah, but you won there.
They're both unique. Yeah, but man, it took me a long. I felt like I picked up Knoxville pretty quick. Williams Grove, not so much.
Right.
I struggled there big time.
I mean, it's different, right?
That is very different.
No, it's way different. And then I don't like. So Donnie, same thing. Like Lazowski was key at Knoxville. Donnie Schatz was key to me at Williams Grove. He said you got to treat your right front as a basketball, and I'm like, okay, I'm a dumb race car driver. Let me think about this for a minute. And then once I kind of grasped what, because he was the king there. Like,
oh yeah,
dude, he won so many races there, and I'm like, okay, like treat your right front like a basketball. What the heck is he talking about? But that's what happens there. Your right front gets off the ground, and you got to slow down to get into the corner. With Donnie would control his right front, so he didn't ever have to really slow down to get into the corners because he still had right front grip.
So he would never let it pull off the ground, is what you're saying?
No, his right front was never off the ground. When you watch all the races he won, he was always, and he did that with his foot. Like, at me, I was just like, oh, I got to throttle it. I got to hammer down until I get to the corner and hit my brakes. No, it doesn't work that way.
But then you watch the 69 on 3 wheels the length of the straight. It's crazy.
But, like, for the longest time, though, the 69 couldn't beat the 15.
No.
The 15
okay.
was just
I agree with that.
magic there. Magic.
Yeah.
But anyway, so there was things that people said to me along the way that helped me. But it just, I was done. It took me a minute to figure it all out. But I felt like Williams Grove was always my toughest track to learn, to conquer.
I only ran there twice, once in a 360 and once in a 410. And guess how good I was both times?
You probably weren't.
No good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all track position there now. Like you used to be able to, kind of navigate through there and have a good finish if you start in the back. But dude, nowadays it's so dirty and everybody's fast. If you start in the back, you're more likely going to hit back.
Yeah, it's dirty like they're women in PA, but whatever. I don't know anything about that. So,
all right, boys. It's been what time is it?
we're about an hour into this.
Shows, isn't it? It's good.
Yeah, it's been good. So what's your goal?
My goal?
Like obviously this year you're in my brother's car, which means a lot to me. I've actually tried getting Shane in this car.
Might be a better choice.
Nah.
No, he answered that real quick.
No, so like obviously last year when Lockheed, spoted it out on everybody and didn't show up, like it kind of left them in a situation and I asked Shane, I was like, look man, like they just need somebody to go out and just like be good at Knoxville, and like Shane's like one of those guys, like you put him in a car at Knoxville, he's probably going to be good.
Yep.
But Shane told me, he's like, dude, I would not do them any justice. I haven't raced. I haven't, but then Darren Pittman comes out and proves that story wrong. But anyway,
don't worry, I would send you the same. You're the baddest part-timer I know. Message Shane.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you got
the
you, buddy.
thing is like, so it's to me, and again, I've never sat in one of these. I've never raced one of these. I've fired one off, and that like is the extent of it, and gets my jollies off. But like it's like, to me, it's like kind of riding a bike. Like if you're good, you're good. If you have it, you have it. Like you either have talent or you don't.
No, I agree.
I just think it's
a lot
it's
of
just
people
like
try
any
and buy
sport. But you can sit there and try and buy it, but that's not going to buy you wins.
No, I agree.
Right? Because you can have the best equipment in the world, you still have to perform.
I agree.
Right? Like, I could buy my son the best baseball glove ever, but if he sucks shit, he's not playing baseball anymore. Right? You see what I'm saying? Like,
No, I get it.
I don't know. But what's the end goal? Like
Obviously, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. Obviously, the end goal is, wins. Get your brothers.
that's it.
Get your brother some wins. Get him the wins
God,
he
please
wants,
get my
and
brother some wins.
he's wanted, and bust my ass and do whatever I got to do it. He's given me all the equipment here to do it, and I think there's always a little teething thing, not like arguing, but just Justin being familiar with what I want to feel, and me getting situated as far as that goes, and I honestly, truthfully think after that we should be just fine.
So after, because you hadn't been here, like you showed up today, and you walk in, you see this, like, what was your first reaction?
It's, I mean, as a race car driver, and Shane's been there, you walk in and you see a beautiful, brand new race car, and I mean, Justin's all about details. You guys won't be able to see it, but it's the little details, it gives you a really good feeling, it's that childhood dream, Now, I'm the guy that gets to drive the badass race car.
This is a pretty badass race car.
Oh, it is. Yes,
I've been fortunate enough to be a part of some really cool builds. And my brother used to not like me. And, I'm still not sure if he does like me 100%. But yeah, right. Like, and I'm okay with where we're at in our relationship right now. But when I walked in, I just, man, like, and of course, I talk to my brother, and like, he sends me photos of this and that, and for those of you who don't know, my brother, he has everything here in this shop to make everything that can go on this race car.
Oh, yeah, he could build the car if he wanted to.
Yeah, he could build the frame if he wanted to. Yeah, for sure. And like, Scott hit the head on the nail. Like the attention to detail and the little things that mean a lot. And me and Scott pushed the car out earlier to fire it, and like, wow, this thing's just
rolls nice. It's the little details,
Ball silver right there, boys. Ball silver.
Oh, right. Like, I mean, like, if it rolls smooth, it's gonna roll smooth.
I mean, yeah, it's the little things, you know. Makes it easier to work on. It makes it easier if you're in a hurry. It's just time.
No, and I think that you guys are gonna have a great year. As long as we get graphics, we were told that today.
Yeah, no graphics, no racing next weekend.
No graphics, no racing. But they are getting printed. They will be here in time.
You're actually going to have some other than just white numbers?
So Shane, I have not seen you.
There's no grey race car.
We actually have a really good looking race car. I will send it to you.
So I saw the white frame. I actually thought that was somebody else's car, but
no, we're white on white on white.
Nice.
But all graphics are different shades of gray.
Yeah.
That's all we can give up.
Yep. 50 Shades of Gray. Too bad the chick ain't in it. But and then gold leaf numbers.
Nice. I like gold leaf.
And I'm pretty sure, I think I heard that Jeffrey has a gold tooth this year.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
I was unaware of that, but I like it.
Yeah. So Jeffrey
He's our mascot.
Jeffrey is the mascot of Dirty Air.
He's on your hat. Put him on.
And,
He's on your hat.
Oh, he's on my hat. Yeah.
There's Jeffrey.
So that's Jeffrey right there. So Jeffrey will have a gold tooth this year.
Do you know what's cool?
Somebody just pulled up.
He did. You know what's cool?
What?
My love of racing and where it came from was my grandpa, my mum's dad. His name was Jeffrey.
No bullshit.
I swear to God.
Dude, you're fucking with me right now.
Swear to God.
Who the hell is
So we got two Jeffreys.
Oh, it's Eli. What's up, Eli? Eli works here at Dirty Air. I don't really know what he does. Yeah, he builds a lot of cool shit though.
He might be second shift.
Eli, hey, no bullshit. Eli built this three-wheeler this one time.
You're live on the internet.
Out of a dirt bike, right?
Yep.
This thing was legit.
Like a big dirt bike.
Oh yeah, like get YZ450.
Sounds like a good way to hurt yourself.
And he made it into a three-wheeler. Like you're gonna die on this shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah.
Three-wheelers.
Would you forget the burritos?
Yeah, Joe bought me burritos. So
Oh.
I didn't want to leave them down
Yeah, because they might after this we might need them.
You said we're going Chili's.
We're going to Chili's or Twisters. Twisters has good tacos.
There we go.
Yeah, not sure what that includes or not, though.
We'll figure it out. Bar's open.
Heck yeah.
See, Eli.
Isn't that the most evil, cacklesome laugh right there, Shane? Snows. Like no good can come from hearing that.
Bro, my brother doesn't ask anything of me. Okay?
He doesn't ask anything of anyone.
But he asked me to come to Engler with him. And I told my wife, and she was like, he never asked you to do anything. I'm like, I know.
This is cool.
Like, that's like, I'm going. Like, and it just so worked out I was on spring break, right? So, and then,
oh, that's now?
yeah.
Okay.
And then he asked me, he goes, as long as we get graphics. Shout out to Jacob Hughes because he's printing them and we're gonna have them. He was like, hey bro, you think you can come to the Outlaw Show on March 29th in Wichita? And I was like, holy shit, my brother asked me to come race with him. Oh, like I'm bringing a mud scraper and a tape measure, and I don't even know if I get to use either one of them. You know,
We'll let you run the mud scraper.
dude, just let me push the car. I don't care.
You can push a car.
I don't think people understand how much I envy my brother and his knowledge and how smart he is. And he obviously doesn't understand it and how much I look up to him. And he's always been that guy that I wanted to be. He's built, him and my best friend have built a company that has been able to support this. And it's just cool to see.
It is.
And it's given people like you the ability to get into a badass race car. And the ultimate goal is just my brother just wants to win races.
We all do.
That's it, you know, and it's no different than anybody else. You know, and he got a Locky. I guess I could actually turn the camera around, and there's literally a sprint car hanging on the wall here.
All he took out of that was the engine.
Yeah, and it's literally the car that won the first race. Locky McHugh was driving it.
Where was that at?
It was in Iowa somewhere, later in the season. But like Austin McCarr was there.
Yeah.
Like it was a stout field. And then last year they went with Dason, like second night out.
One at Huset's.
Yeah, and so they have a taste.
So no pressure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but here's the deal, right? Like, the equipment's there.
Oh yeah.
Motors run. I think you have it.
That's a first battle.
I think so. Yeah, that is the toughest battle right
Yeah.
there. It's called motorsport for a reason.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like we got some really good pieces right here. We got lucky today when we fired it off, and I adjusted the idle a little bit. And
Nothing leaked. Everything started right up.
yeah, there was a pill in it.
It's a very good feeling when that happens. Brand new piece, no leaks.
Absolutely.
Shane, what do you got going? So Shane, we got Turnpike Challenge this week.
Yeah, we got Turnpike Challenge, which is obviously the midgets. They're at Creek on Thursday, and then with us Friday, Saturday. I've got restrictors, non-wing, and then A-class micros, and then after that it's weekly, and then into our spring fling.
Yep. And then we have Tulare High Limit on Wednesday, and then we have Outlaws at Cotton Bowl.
Yeah,
This
Friday, Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, Friday, Saturday. So racing season is upon us, my friends.
Exactly.
That's good.
That means it's no longer winter.
I got to race at Arrowhead for the first time this last weekend.
I've not been there yet, but I hear good things.
Oh man, that place is so badass. Me and Janky, Bobby Milliser, have been helping Garth Kasner. We ran Meeker, and then we ran Arrowhead this last week. Learned a bunch. We were fast. He hit a hole and bent the Jacobs ladder, so kind of stuck up. But
You bent the ladder in a hole?
oh, dude, it was massive. Like it bent the straps, S-curved them.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big hole.
Yeah. But, you know, is what it is. We didn't make the show, but learned a lot. Super excited for a lot of, like, Garth Kasner was a huge name coming out of the junior sprint restrictor in California, moved out here to the Midwest to race at Port City. Won his first race at Port City in a restrictor.
That's cool. They moved all the way out
Yeah,
here.
they moved all the way out here.
They've had some crazy stuff happen.
Crazy, like they moved out here, bought a farm out here, and then we had the 100-year floods come, floods the farm, and then they had a fire at their house, and yeah. So, but yeah, and then they have number 5 CS9 mid-rail sprint car that was ever built, and they bought it before they left, and they brought it with them, Vince from VH Fresh loaned them, or not loaned them, but sponsored them a motor to run the sprint car, and he raced last year at Meeker and 2 races in with him this year, and I don't know, man. Like I think the kid's got the talent, and just trying to figure it out, right? So I got
Takes a long time.
That place was phenomenal. Alex Sewell kicked our ass.
Oh, Alex won?
Oh, God, dude. Like, he just kicked our ass. But Alex, man, that's Alex, right? Like Alex nonchalantly kicks your ass. Like, no matter where he shows up.
Been racing a long time.
Yeah, you know. And so, that was a fun weekend. We were home by 10:30. I didn't know that Shane closed the bar down at Port, or I would have came by there. But it is what it is. Yep. So, yeah, so some more racing this weekend. And we're going to go to Engler's. We're going to get some tunage on these old Kistler engines right here. Hopefully be back in time to be at the Turnpike Challenge. That's my goal. I want to come back and check out the trifecta team. That's kind of my the midget side of it. And Shane, I got one question for you.
Yeah.
You've seen Scott race. You think he'd be good in a midget?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. We're going to make that happen.
Yeah.
I've wanted to do it. It's just a bucket list thing.
We'll make it happen.
That and a mini sprint. Is that what you call them here? We call them Formula
Micros.
500s.
Yeah, micros.
Okay.
Well, we can make that happen easy. Okay. Like, literally, that's an easy fix. Midget deal, I think we can make that happen, too.
Yep.
So, thank you to everybody that came and watched us tonight. Shane, thank you for coming in on the phone call as I'm up here at my brother's house. Scott, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Man, me and you have been friends for a long time, and I truly appreciate it. Please go to thelumberlounge.com, buy some swag, get you a hat, get you a shirt, get you some bench racing swag, and we'll be back next week. So last week we were supposed to have Corey Ballard on, but because the Outlaw Nationals got moved because of rain and weather, he couldn't make it. So next week we will have Corey Ballard back on. Corey Ballard is Levi Ballard's dad. Levi drives for Chad Boat.
Yep.
Corey has a huge background in dirt track racing, but is also a very predominant figure in the lawn and landscape world.
Okay.
And so super excited to have him on and really kind of get his input on. And he's big in podcasts and social media too. So that's big for us. And so looking forward to that next week. Please be sure to go out to your local dirt track, no matter where you're at. It's racing season. If you do not go to your racetrack, then we will not have racetracks for very long.
That's long
whether it's Port City or somewhere on the East Coast, somewhere on the West Coast, Cotton Bowl, wherever it may be. Please go and support those racetracks because without you, we could not keep doing what we're doing and come here on Monday nights and talk some shit. So thank you so much again, Scott, for stopping by.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Looking forward to this week.
Thanks, buddy.
Yep. Shane, obviously, I'll see you this weekend. And appreciate every single one of you. We'll be back next week. Please go to the YouTube channel. This will be up live, or not live, but it'll be up tomorrow on the YouTube channel, the Lumber Lounge and Garage. And we'll see you next week. Appreciate you.
Oh. We cut off.
We all good?
I'm not sure.